Okay, so this is part two, and we're going to go into the second signature in the journal. So the cover page of this second journal, uh, the base of it is Joy to the World music sheet underneath the bottom. Then there's a vintage, wanted to have some more vintage feel to match this other side. So some more music down here, stained it. Looks like it was stained with some of the Tim Holtz stain, just to kind of give it a vintage feel. So paper clips, we know that means we're going to see another altered paper clip on the other side. So this, make sure I keep it in screen. I'm going to take this off and talk about this page first. This image actually, I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually not cut out very well. But this was the very first one I did when I started doing the ATCs. I was just, one of the things that Jackie had mentioned was just to practice cutting things out. And I just really liked this snowman. I believe it was on a Christmas card that we got. And so there was some glitter on it. So I thought he would be nice as a page. And so here's the altered paper clip that the lady on Etsy did. As you can see, again, it's 3 little envelopes, little gems on them. And then she added this, and again, I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember what this thread's called, but I'm sure that you've seen it before. So that was on a little altered paper clip. And again, it could just go up here. This is another doily. As you remember from the first part, there was a doily in it, so this is the first half. Then the next page is a cutout of, this was actually a rice paper. This is made out of rice paper. Stamperia, when they do their art collections or scrapbook collections, they always have rice paper. It just has a different feel to it. It's a lot tougher than just regular napkin paper, tissue paper. So I just, or if you can see it or not, I just kind of added some bling to it. Added some Christmassy looking green trim here. Another picture with all the little houses. This time I actually had some real glitter snowflakes, so I hope they show up here. This, I'm going to take these out, then we'll talk about these in a minute, because I want to talk about this. I don't know the technical name for it. I know the one that went east to west was called the belly band. I've seen them also go diagonally, but I like this one that goes straight down. Of course, the underneath layer is a layer of lace trim, and then on the top, it's a light paper feel. I think it's it was a cardstock. And I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to hold it up, but you might be able to see, like, this is a little image of holly. Then this is a little, I'm going to try to get real close. Yeah, you can see a little Santa there. And then I'm actually getting a little bit better at this. Then here's another Santa. And then this is one at the bottom. Whoops. It's getting away from me. This is way too chunky. Old-fashioned Saint Nick. So I'm going to put it back down. Yeah, I'm hoping I didn't put too much into this journal and that it starts to cause the material to give way, or the signature threads to hold up. I'm hoping that she used some good quality string. I've even seen people use something like wax thread to keep the signatures together. So anyhow, so here's the tags. This is made out of Christmas material that I had, and I'm sure Jackie and Mary will recognize these. And here's another ATC. Again, using that sparkly snowman material. And so this is what it's for, just so you can, another ATC, you can just add little things in here as you want, little different variation on tucking stuff in. So I'm going to take these out and then we'll talk about it. So this is another page that has that same collection, and I looked into it, and Minte is the company. They're actually out of Poland. And there's actually a few good companies that are out of Poland. It's not easy to find over here, but I went on Etsy, and there's a lady there that gets some things from Poland, so she pays for the shipping, which now in the last year has gotten really expensive. When I ordered this soft covered journal from the lady in Latvia, the price was really reasonable and the shipping was super cheap. So evidently they've had a big increase in their shipping. So you can find a couple of people over here that get things from Poland. I know Poland has a lot of crafting companies there. There's Mente, there's Seven Dot. I just heard of one out of Russia, and I'll try to find the name of it. But again, you need to find somebody here in the U.S. that's buying this stuff in, or if you just place a single order, you're paying really expensive shipping, and we don't want to do that because we don't want to spend our money on shipping. We want to spend our money on supplies. So again, I use this material here to make a pocket. And since this trim was in, I just cut it to meet the trim. And then I put a little bit of more white trim there to kind of just camouflage it a little bit. And then a couple more tags from things that you're probably familiar with by now. This was a little tag I got from somebody. I don't know, but I really like this. The end of this, it's got a real nice, interesting feel to it. It's almost, this tag's almost gotten a satiny kind of texture to it. And it's hard to describe, but you know how some of these, you know how we like to feel different textures. It's not just different looks. It's also we like texture and things. So that kind of plays into the whole journal thing too, is just feeling different textures. This page, I'm going to do like I have done. I'm going to take the tags out and then describe them. This was another page, big light bulb or big Christmas bulb. This same period set. I had a piece of red material that I got off a lady. I got a grab bag of scraps of Christmas material, which was really good because I got a really nice selection. And you've been seeing some of them through here. Through the journal, Season's Greetings, and then this trim with the berries. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, the berries and the ivy. You can see it's got this glimmer to it, so I really like that. More trim. This isn't really a red. It's kind of got an orange tint to it, but I kind of liked it because it had this kind of unique design to it. So, and then an old-fashioned vintage looking tag, and then on the back I put on this little envelope. On the outside I put a little bit of this trim, and then as you open it up there's a little card. One side it's got vintage Santa, looks like he's passing out toys. Add a little glimmer to him. I don't know if it's showing up. And then on this side, a Santa. I don't know if he's lost. He's looking at a crossroads sign, so I don't know if he's lost. I don't know where his reindeer have gone. Looks like he's just pulling the sleigh by himself. So anyhow, he looks like he's warm and toasty, so I think he'll be fine. So these are kind of fun when you have a tag and you just turn it over and you see something on the other side, and it's fun to open it up and see what's hiding inside. So, and then here's another kind of a fat bookmark that I made using more material. and I think you can, we'll see if you can see the glimmer on it. And then on the back, another of the old-fashioned Saint Nick's with some green ribbon on the top of it. This was another piece of material I got in that grab bag, and it's that song, based on that song, Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly. So I cut that out. Another strip of material to play in with the theme. And then I actually found this in my stash of stuff, which I thought was really, it was really fun to find that. Kind of goes along with it. So another one of those what they call happy accidents. And then another little tag that goes in here. Another little tag, Santa holding a bunch of toys, goes in here. And then I wanted to do a little card with some bling on it, so I had some material in that grab bag that I got that actually had red ribbon, and on the outsides it had this silver trim on it. And so then I stuck this little cutout of 2 Christmas packages on the back. And again, this is the more of the mini trim. You can see how it's actually nice. You can see how thin it is when you just have one on each page. So it gives a nice festive look without being cumbersome. So this ended up being my tree page, and it was just because I started looking at some things that they had in common. I started out with this. This is an altar paper clip, and I added these little embellishments down here. And then I came across this. I wanted to do some embossing on stuff. So this was a piece of chipboard shaped like a Christmas tree that got embossed. And then I came across this material. You may recognize it from when I did the belly band in the other section. And so again, it had the tree theme, added some little gems here. And then I came across this stamp, and I don't know if Santa ever actually delivered presents in a blimp, but I guess you do what you have to do. And so then I just put it on some green paper, so just tie the whole page in. And then also just to tie it into here, again, this is a piece of fabric that I got on that grab bag. And I don't know if you can see those gold medallion looking things have a glimmer to them. And then I put a piece of trim here. Then the little candy came up here for some interest. And then this card is a Christmas tree, but instead of being a green Christmas tree, it's made out of red scrunched together material, where you just kind of put material down and you just scrunch, and then you glue it down, and then you do different levels so it makes the shape of the tree. And then down here, you scrunch a couple of pieces of brown material together, get the trunk, and then you just kind of weave some, as you're doing it, you just weave some colored, really thin string through it. So it kind of makes a little nice Christmas tree effect. And then on the back, the old vintage Santa Claus. And then down here, a little bit of material. And then a little button that has a little girl with what looks like a gnome walking beside her. So that was in that pocket. Now this was my really, I thought when I did my snowman, given how glitter they are, you can see I just glued him up here. Just all the glitter that was on him, I thought, well, let's just make this a fun page. So I used some of that same trim that I did on a previous page where I had that looked like the ornaments hanging down. So I did the trim along here, put the green holly up here. These two were pieces of vintage material. Jackie and Mary will recognize them because I set them on ATC with this material on it. These two were just blank chipboard shaped snowflakes, so I embossed them. And over here, I had some Christmassy snowflake looking material, so I cut this pocket, trimmed it here, added a little snowman charm. He's kind of small, I don't know if you can see him. A little bit of palm trim here. Added a circle of it over here, added the trim just to kind of bring them both together, and then makes space for tags. You can put them here. Some people, you can put a triangle shape up here, and you can put your tags in that way, or you can put them down here, or even up there, however you want to do it. So I've had this for quite a while. I finally got some use for it. Put some little glimmer snowflakes, and then use some of that pretty trim at the end. And then again, this was a Christmas material that I made a little card out of, and so those just kind of tuck in there. This is, I can't remember the name of this. I need to go to bed, it's getting late. This, one of these little pegs, and it's just got a glued on snowflake, so it kind of acts like an altar paper clip. And it holds your snowflake, and then you can clip something on the other side, which is this. It's a little piece of material with this little jewel on it that I put on there. A little knot so it doesn't go anywhere. I'll show you that when I turn the page, because this was holding it on. So then here's the jingle bell. So this is the signature center. This is the second signature, and this is the center of it, and covered up the X for Christmas. I prefer, when it's the word Christ, but sometimes using the abbreviation is easier for doing things. So this was just a page that I just put on, added some more glimmer down at the bottom here. She left the signature strings long, so I added a Rudolph charm and then a Santa charm. And this is another altar paper clip, larger envelopes on it, has some trim. She did a really nice job here, and then this trim down here. So that's the center signature. Now this was a really special page, because this was an ATC that Jackie had sent me for the swap, and I'll take it out and I'll show it to you. This is the ATC she made, and then also she sent me this beautiful paper that she made into an envelope. Unfortunately, as I was trying to cut it, I was a little bit. My scissors slipped, and I made a little nick in it here, which really bummed me out at the beginning. But as I was working with it and then made this little pocket to slide the card in, I thought, well, I kind of like it because it shows a little bit of the red through it. So it shows you, it catches the eye that there's something in there that you want to go look at. So that was another happy accident. Yay for happy accidents. So this page, this is where the little Santa charm is hanging off. This is a piece of lace trim. This is a big tag with several things on it. There's some string that I've tied into a bow. There's this little brad that you can just kind of spin around just something different. Christmas, tiny little Christmas postcard, some material, a little bit of lace, flower, stamp writing, and then down here there's some gold lace trim that I put on it. So here's another page of the bulbs, but since the last page, I kind of embellished it. I just wanted to keep this simple because I really like this page and I didn't want to take away from it. This is actually one of my favorite of all time old vintage looking Saint Nick's. I really like that for some reason, so I cut them out and then stained around the edges. And I actually had this trim that looks like presents in my grab bag, and so I thought, well, that ties on really nice. So I cut out some packages and put some glitter on them. I don't know if it's showing up or not. And then a couple of bells, North Pole. So here's another of that Mente paper. Now I'm not sure of what the paper selection or the paper collection was. Now I know Mente is the company because I looked it up. I just really liked all this. I just didn't want to change anything to it. So I just added some glitter to it in certain places. And then I have an ultra paper clip on the other side, so that gives me this Mrs. Claus with the string. She can go up in here. And then there's this old-fashioned, looks like a little kid's car, just full of ivy, and it's just got, yeah, that's really showing up. So that was a little heavy-handed on that, I'm afraid. This page, I just really liked. I didn't want to do much to it. I liked all the music notes. I liked the blues. And then it tied in really nice with this. And so down here, another altered paper clip up here. And then down at the bottom of this, you can see that there's silver material. Then I put another piece of striped and then put some blue gems. And then over here, some little pom-pom trim. And then ran some trim along here, and then did the same up here with the trim and the silver. This actually, I don't remember what it was, but this is really, I just love this. It's a crow with a hat on a sled, and as you can hear, it's made out of paper. So what I decided to do is just put some tags in it. And like I said before, junk journals, people like to look up at the top and see things sticking out. So I decided to add to that, and this is a reindeer. Just put some red sparkly. Oh, I wish I could remember the word for what this is. Eyelash trim. Yes. Been having a brain fart on that. It's eyelash trim. So here's Mr. Polar Bear with his silver glittery eyelash trim. I'm going to keep saying that word so I don't forget it. And then Mrs. Snowman with her trim. This page I actually got for Tom this Christmas, one of those Charlie Barn Christmas trees where it has just the single bulb on it and the little Linus blanket at the bottom. So I got some tinsel to hang on it, and the package, I made a copy. This is a copy of the package, the front of the package, because it has a real nice kind of vintage look to it. And so I just glued that on. And then I had a piece of material that it's got pine cones, and then it's got pine needles. And so what I did is I just kind of scrunched it as I went along to kind of give it a ruffled effect. And then it has the glitter on it. So that looks nice. And then here's a Santa at the bottom. Looks like he's standing beside a clock. I don't know what he's doing, if he's smoking a pipe. I guess it's tea break, smoke them if you got them, I guess. I don't know. But I put them down here because I like the vintage looking Santas. Speaking of Santa, we're getting to the end of the second journal and to the end of the journal itself. So again, this is pretty self-explanatory. Some red ribbon down here. Here's the doily, and then here's the inside of the last page. Just added some trim on it, glittered her up, and then this is the back corner. jingle bells here, just vintage look. Now this was nice because she actually gave me an inside pocket on the back. So a few things can go in there. Here's the jingle bells. Another big Christmas tag here with the palm trim at the bottom. Some lace. Then when she sent me this, she had made this little book, which I thought was cute. Just where she had stamped little Santas. You know, I guess if she had put them in different locations, it could maybe have been one of those. Well, let me see if she did one of those flip books where it looks like he's moving. Yeah, it could be. It looks like he could be moving. Drive you crazy doing that. And then this says approved by Santa's Workshop. So the journal's been approved by Santa. So it's done and it's finished. And I appreciate you watching it. And it was a lot of fun doing it. I'm actually surprised how nice it turned out. But as I've been telling Mary and Jackie that, you know, with their encouragement and just watching videos and etc. I just can't believe I did this. I just want to just give a big shout out to Mary and Jackie for all your encouragement and your help. And Alicia too. Alicia, you've been a big help and I really appreciate that. And I'm sorry if I'm forgetting anyone. It's late, as you can tell by my voice. I need to get something to drink and then head to bed. So good night, everybody.